At the centre of Scotland's largest city lies its beating heart. Glasgow Central is the transport hub that connects communities near and far. But for months, lockdown has left the country and the station at a standstill. Now Central staff must take on the challenges of getting the whole nation moving.
This will be interesting.
Any problems we come across, we've got to solve ourselves.
This is what makes this place electric. Brilliant to work in.
They need to open up, welcome back the crowds,
Number 13, guys.
Have your tickets ready, guys?
and cope with everything that a packed station,
Very, very, very busy.
demanding passengers,
Guys, can you just put your mask on? Put your mask on for me, thank you.
and new challenges can throw at them.
We've found a problem with the high voltage cable.
That's going to have to be replaced.
This roller coaster just doesn't stop, does it?
Their mission? To keep the recovery on the rails
I'm staying in Central, so I'm so happy.
A job well done.
and make sure everyone reaches their destination safely. For more than a year, Central has been quiet and still. As lockdown cut numbers from the 100,000 people who normally travel through the station daily to a tiny 3,000. But now, Central is finally starting to get back on track.
Do you know, it's great working at Central just now and seeing the differences. There's a sense of normality. Things are getting back to normal. Our passengers are increasing.
On a weekday, passenger numbers are now up to almost 50,000 and climbing. And to meet the demand, nearly 1,000 trains are scheduled in and out of Central's platforms every day. Passengers now flow once more from incoming services through Central's main concourse and facilities and out into the waiting city. The station's starting to look like herself again.
We want to see our passengers returning to Glasgow Central, but not only do I want them to feel safe and secure, I want them to come into Glasgow Central and enjoy the experience. I want them to have the wow factor, but it's up to us to make sure that we try and maintain Glasgow Central as number one.
Getting Scotland's busiest station back on track will be no small feat, but that's the goal the whole Central team is shooting for. As the number of passengers coming through the station grows day by day, friends and family are coming back together on the concourse.
We just got off the train from Guruk. We're meeting as family, 3 sisters and 2 nieces. We like the charity shops in Glasgow, so we'll do that and then we'll see wherever our happy faces take us.
It's been a long time coming that everyone can get together, but obviously my aunties, my mum, they've just lost their brother as well, so this is a good day for us to get out.
It's so nice to be able to get together. It's the same for everybody.
It's a bit
We've had a hard year and a half.
It's better just to enjoy the moments now. Everything's in the past for a reason, so that's what we're going to do today.
Elsewhere on the concourse, another family is taking a reunion trip to commemorate a happy day in Glasgow over 30 years ago.
We got married in Glasgow, so it's a comeback for us. We're bringing the children for the first time, you know, and we had a family celebration yesterday. My daughter graduated in medicine, first with distinction. Yeah. So it's partly celebration, family time, and then come see where we got married. Wow. Yeah.
Holidaymakers and commuters make their way through the station daily, creating a regular ebb and flow of passengers on the concourse. Central ScotRail General Manager Kat enjoys seeing them all pass by.
There's certain times of the day where you see it, quite busy again, and then the trains will move and it empties out. It's even just seeing that, it's lovely. It just brings the buzz back into the station again. It's nice to get back to that.
But now everyone is getting ready for a brand new phase of reopening. In normal times, station staff are no strangers to managing the crowds that come with big events. But with concerts and football matches suspended during lockdown, staff are out of practice. Now they're about to be tested.
I see you've got into the football and the Euro spirit, putting up some flags and pictures.
Yeah, we know we're going to be busy, with a lot of the football fans from all the different countries, so thought make them feel welcome.
Good.
So, yeah, but obviously, we're going to support Scotland.
Of course, of course.
Central is gearing up for the delayed Euro 2020 football tournament. And with 4 fixtures at Hampden Park, this will be the city's first large-scale event since the start of the pandemic.
There's been a lot of preparation been going on now for the Euros, which is great because it feels like we're getting back to a sense of normality. This is the first big event. It's going to make a difference. There's been a lot more to think about. There's been a lot more, huge amount of work behind the scenes on how that will work and that we keep everyone safe. It's been a busy week, just making sure that we've got everything, that everything's robust and that we haven't missed anything. It's now just about the finer details. There's no pinch points or congestion, so this weekend is kind of getting to the end of that planning now and just making sure everything's going to run smoothly.
Drew from Network Rail is Central's station manager and another familiar face on the concourse. Today he's busy completing an inspection.
I'll take half a day. It's always good doing a wee inspection. Just want to make sure the place is clean and tidy. It's important that we carry out these checks on a regular basis just to make sure that there's no hazards.
Drew leads the station's teams.
Hey, Bryce.
Hubba.
That's a cracker, isn't it?
Hubba.
Helping everyone to work together to rise to the challenges ahead.
That needs to be cleaned, hopefully during the night shift, if no sooner. Other than that, everything seems okay.
With all his checks complete, he's confident the station is hazard-free.
See, it's the simple things that make all the difference, just a simple barrier put across.
As the first day of the Euros approaches, keeping the football crowd safe is the top priority. But a global pandemic adds a layer of complexity to an already tricky operation.
So that we're ready for game day, for match day, the first match on Monday, we're just getting the barriers set up. We're going to have a wee stress test to make sure the queuing system that we're putting in place actually works. We've had to rethink what we do for a normal Hampden event just because there is social distancing. So they'd normally just be coming down and straight out there. So all we really want to do is see if we can set up a couple of extra lanes at Snake in this area that then feed into that one queue.
The new queuing system is intended to keep passengers flowing through the station at a safe distance.
See that pen? How many is it going to hold?
We'd say 200, 5 lanes, 20 in each.
For the social distancing as well?
Aye, that's why we're putting this in,
200?
because of the social distancing. That makes sense?
Yep.
That sound all right?
In theory, yeah.
It's been a challenge, but it's been good knowing that the Euros were up and coming while we're still dealing with the pandemic and there's still restrictions in place. There's been a lot more planning and a lot more to think about this time round preparing for these games. I think with any event, I wouldn't say sleepless nights, but you're always saying, have I done everything? Have we got everything in place? More so this time, because we didn't know what to expect. Right, we sorted. Sorted.
Now it's time to put the new systems to the test. Scotland face the Czech Republic today at Hampden Park, and 4,000 passengers are expected to travel to the stadium through Central.
As everybody keeps saying, T-minus 3 hours.
Begin to arrive, travel shop manager Colette is guiding them through the queuing system.
Have you got tickets, match tickets? Yeah? Did you just head on up to the queue just where the police officers are just there? Have you got match tickets? Just show them at the top of the gate for me, please. There's no alcohol allowed on permitted on the services, I'm afraid.
The ban on alcohol adds yet another hurdle.
Guys, you need to join the queue there. Platform number 9, guys, just show your match day ticket when you get to the gate.
While the fans are certainly glad to be back together again, the station staff are too.
How are we?
All right, yourself.
This almost feels like normal again, doesn't it?
It's my wee pal there, look. It's my wee pal.
Good to see you've got a smile on your face.
John is a veteran of busy events days at Central and a key part of today's team.
The challenge for us today is there are only 12,000 allowed in the stadium due to COVID. We're expected to take a crowd of 3,900 roughly. We could, in most instances, actually take up to 15,000 for an event, but we're only allowed to load 180 maximum onto a 6-car parade, so therefore that becomes a big crowd for us. We're going to just try and load as many as we can during the event and get as many people to the match as we possibly can.
Hampden Park days are always big days in here, so coming back in to do an event, I wouldn't say we get frightened with it. Quite the opposite, we're always up for the challenge, but it's new skills to learn.
There's an alcohol ban on the train, you can't carry and drink at all.
They're sealed, but we're not going to open them on the train.
It doesn't make any difference, but it's an alcohol ban on the train, you can't take them on. No, I can't help the law, mate. No.
Not everyone's happy about the rules, but for the most part, the plans are proving effective. The queuing system is working, and passengers are flowing into the station and back out again on the regular services headed towards Mount Florida, the closest station to the stadium. But now, there's a problem.
2061 on platform 3, it's the 11:25 for Mount Florida, and there's no driver.
That's 11:25 sitting on platform 3, thanks to Bonnet, it's John by the way.
Yeah, I can recognise your wee voice.
There's currently no driver for this, but hopefully we'll get a driver stepped up to take this train out for us.
But with no driver and with just a few minutes to spare before the train is due to depart, now there's another change.
11:25 Mount Florida will be platform 9.
What's that then? So why are we saying 3 then earlier on? Was that a change?
That's a Roger, it's been changed.
Get him on to number 9. John, you need to talk to me here, right? Number 9's got to be 11:25. We're not going to make it in time, so there's no point taking him off.
There's no time to move the passengers from this platform to the distant platform 9, so the team instead divert them to the following Hampden service on nearby platform 6.
We'll take them off at number 3, put them on to number 6. I've no choice, Cheryl. Can you make your way across to platform number 6? This train's not going to go anywhere at the moment. The next train's going to go there. A couple of minutes it'll go as well, guys, OK?
But at the end of the platform, there's a surprise.
There's a driver up there. The driver there, aye.
Roger, number 3.
The driver standing at the top.
Roger, we've been told there was no driver. Nobody's come back and said at any point that there was a driver. So I'll let Box know.
Roger. Just a bit of confusion.
Miscommunication between the station teams can all too easily cause a chain reaction.
Go ahead, Cheryl. It's me, I'm a magnet for the trouble.
We need to start using this queuing system. Over.
So that's how easy it is for one hiccup to happen, and it knocks out snowballs out and out. It's maybe I miscommunication as well, but as I say, these things do happen, unfortunately. But it's not the end of the world because the timing's quite good and we can get on top of it now.
Because you work in a place like Glasgow Central, you do quite quickly adapt to things. You've just got to do that and go with the flow. And the challenge sometimes is when things go wrong, how you deal with that.
Got your seatbelt.
Go ahead, Cheryl. So we learn from it, that's the thing. So that's what I just talked to my boss there. We do learn from it and take it away from it. And I just took one wee thing, one wee glitch to cause that. And that's when it becomes kind of messy. But it's how we pick up and bounce back from it, and how we rebound. And if we rebound well, then we start to look okay. It's an education.
With the crisis averted and services running smoothly, the Central team have passed the first test of the Euros. And all the fans make it to the match. But it's not the last upset of the day.
Good evening. Scotland were beaten 2-0 by the Czech Republic in their Euro opening game at Hampden Park.
It's a disappointing result for the returning fans.
How do you feel about the result?
I'm in split minds. It makes our job a lot easier, but of course, being Scottish is never great, is it?
But the staff at Central have scored a win, with their first Euros match day successfully completed.
Probably about 600. The rest of it.
Yeah, Roger, that's brilliant, thank you. It has been a bit of a deflating day. The alcohol level seems to have dropped, and people are now making their way back in without any issues.
Throughout the station's history, passengers have relied on Central's busy schedule of trains in and out of the station to get them where they need to go. And that complex schedule would not be possible without highly trained signalling staff. Today, young signaller Brian is being shown around an important building from the station's past. Sitting just south of the River Clyde, right next to Central's rail tracks, this now disused building was the old Glasgow Central Signalling Centre, the hub that used to control all train movements in and out of the station.
I'm going in to see the old signalling centre, just getting to see how the layout used to be.
This is part of Brian's training that we're here for, just to go and give him a wee insight into what we used to do and how the place used to work. So this place opened in 1961. And so if you can imagine what we've got now is it's a bit more modernised.
Today, the station's train movements are controlled from the West of Scotland Signalling Centre, a high-tech facility in the north of the city. But until as recently as 2008, it was workers in this building who controlled Central's tracks, with this mid-20th century technology. Jim hopes today's visit will be an invaluable part of Brian's training and will help him to understand the important responsibilities all rail signallers have.
This was the shift manager's room, and if you had to get into any trouble, you would come in here. I was obviously never in here, so this is all new to me.
This is pretty old school. It's like watching that TV programme Chernobyl when you come in here. It's pretty surreal.
Seeing the older technology in action helps signallers grasp why their job is so vital and can save lives.
This is your Glasgow Central workstation, Brian. Obviously you come out, so this would be over the Clyde. Glasgow Central Station's one of the busiest in Britain.
In a busy station like Central, with around 1,000 trains moving per day, signalling is what makes the whole system work. All rail signalling systems ensure that there is only ever one train on each section of track. This prevents potentially catastrophic train collisions.
Basically, it works with one train in one section at one time. So if there's something in that section, means Nothing else can leave the platform until that train has left that section. If there was a blockage in the line or something, you just used to stick these strips on there. So that would indicate that that piece of line is shut now.
That basic rule still informs how all trains coming in and out of the station are moved.
I joined some 17 years ago, and when you first walked in the door, first thing it strikes you is all the men and women were very knowledgeable, and they all took a sort of sense of pride in it, and it was big on that the public comes first, so to speak.
That's still the first principle of rail safety today. Although most modern signalling is now computerised, seeing the real tracks and trains in action can help signallers bring their training to life.
You just tilt your head round, you'll see all the way into the station. So as you can see, it's beneficial, so that's obviously what's the time?
380, that'll be going to air.
So that's probably your 4 minutes past air.
Yeah, aye.
You can point things on a screen all day, but at the end of the day, it's a dangerous job. There's a lot could go wrong. So I think seeing it live and seeing the trains are real, you know, it brings it back home how serious a job it is.
Brian's training day's been a success.
It's good getting to see the geography of the place, seeing it as it lies on the land. Obviously, I've heard all the stories and stuff from Jim and the rest of the guys that used to work up here, and seeing obviously what it actually is like.
Several busy commuter routes run daily out of Central past the old signalling centre. And a mile or so further down the tracks sits Shields Depot, one of ScotRail's engineering and maintenance sites. There, some very hard-working parts of the commuter network are being overhauled. ScotRail's Class 380 electric trains have been in heavy service for a decade. And now the whole fleet of 38 trains is being renovated and given a serious deep clean.
Yeah, as you can see, I'm cleaning up sick right now.
Oh, no.
Yes. So yeah, night and day.
These trains run on the daily routes from Central to Inverclyde and Ayrshire, so only one can be taken out of service at a time. Every Sunday, one train enters the depot. Then the team run by fleet engineer Megan and engineering manager Willie have just a week to completely revamp it. The 380 refurbishment is a huge project with relentless, tight deadlines. If each 3 or 4 carriage train isn't complete and back in service on time, it could cause serious disruption on the rail network. So, the race to complete the job is on.
Hi, you getting on all right? Yeah. Good, good. The team just now, they've just totally stripped away all of the seat covers, the seat backs, any grab poles, bins, stuff like that. And the seat covers will get renewed. All the other components will get sent away to a supplier.
Once the carriage is completely stripped bare, the team can get right in to clean all the hidden nooks and crannies.
Like your toothbrush, you can get right into the corners, because you find lots of pieces of chewing gum in there.
It takes up to 230 staff hours to completely clear, clean and disinfect one train.
We've also got a bottle of vodka here that's been left over by someone, so they'll be cleaning that away, getting rid of all stuff like that.
Megan and her team also need to repair any wear or damage to the carriage.
The lino in the vestibule area is a pretty busy area, obviously everyone coming in and out, so it gets quite badly damaged, so we've just renewed that and a new sheet will get put down. We've also got paint erosion on the doors here, so that'll all get stripped back, buffed, filled, primed and repainted, and that'll just protect the doors for a bit longer. The team are making a good effort to get it out.
There are 130 individual carriages to be overhauled in this almost year-long project. But despite the heavy workload, every member of the team knows that every carriage has to be completed to exacting standards.
So at the minute, just putting seals around the bottom of these because the new floors went down, and just putting a waterproof seal around the bottom of the trims. The whole point of the whole project is sort of customer front-facing. So it's got to look good for when paying customers come back on the unit, so attention to detail is very important, yeah.
The week is nearly over and the team are moving quickly to complete the last tasks and get the train ready to be deployed. Engineering manager Willie has the job of completing the meticulous checks each train goes through before it can go back in service.
Okay, so just checking the security of all these seats and seat covers. They're okay. The luggage racks, they've all been done. Just checking the condition of the tables. They're fine. Oh, we have a loose bolt here.
A loose bolt, table 16.
Right-hand side.
Willie's identified some issues which need to be fixed before the train can be signed off.
Any problems we come across, we've got to solve ourselves. Yeah, that's life.
Once those things have been fixed, it's time for the final sign-off.
Yep, I see the stops in. Yep, that's excellent. Brilliant.
Excellent, brother. Tick off it as excellent.
You can tick that off the list.
I'll put 5 stars next to that, brother. Thank you.
And this was where the lug was out of position on the seat back. That's all done. Yep, all snacks can get ticked off. This unit should be back in service Sunday. Yep.
Sunday. Yeah, we'll definitely be done tomorrow.
Brilliant. And they've only got 4 units to do now.
4 to do, brother. It's the final countdown.
The 34th train of this fleet of 38 is successfully returned to the network on time. And the end of the mammoth project to refurb the Class 380 trains is in sight. As the Euros matches continue, they're still bringing regular crowds of fans into the station. Tomorrow is one of the most hotly anticipated fixtures, Scotland versus England at Wembley in London. With fans travelling down for the match, the mainline operator Avanti West Coast is putting in new measures to ease congestion.
What we've done is put 3 additional trains on, and what we would do is hold back any mass groups of fans and put them onto these specials. And it's working extremely well. And any customers that are travelling with us for leisure are still having that enjoyable experience as well.
The special football trains aim to give both fans a place they can enjoy the Euros atmosphere and allow other services to run normally.
Afternoon, are you okay, gentlemen?
Well, fabulous,
yes?
thank you very much.
Good?
Yes.
Enjoy?
All the best.
Could I just possibly get you to put that bag in the luggage rack so nobody trips over? I don't want you to hurt yourself before you get to Euston. We all seem in really good spirits, which is nice. I always loved working these trains. I think they're so much fun. I think after the year everybody's had with COVID, the pandemic, I think it's nice as a country we can all join up together and go through the Euros and be a little bit high-spirited. Win, lose or draw, it's the taking part. So, right, be safe, be careful and enjoy the game. Okay? Have you got BTP on this service? 6 BTP on this service. Fantastic, thanks guys.
With the fans all on board, they're off to Wembley.
Okay, police will be on every train. So it's really been a joint-up approach between all the train companies and the police as well. We're not expecting any trouble today, no.
The next morning, ScotRail General Manager Kat is getting prepared for the day of football ahead.
Any issues, just give my mobile phone. No problem, thanks, Kat.
There are 2 big matches on today which will draw fans through the station.
Croatia and Czech Republic are playing here at Hampden, and we have our plan in place for that, but we've also got Scotland and England playing the same day down at Wembley. They're going to be travelling from early morning and then right up to the very end when we normally close the station. We're going to see a lot of exuberant people probably coming back in who've enjoyed themselves, so we'll be mindful of their welfare as well.
On what's likely to be their busiest day yet, the team are also facing the challenge of enforcing the rules on social distancing, masks and the alcohol ban. the kick-off of the Scotland-England match grows nearer, the station begins to fill up with fans travelling into Glasgow to watch the match in the city centre's Euros fan zone and pubs.
This isn't a normal football game. I mean, this is a game that's getting played tonight, 8 o'clock, Scotland versus England. But the fans are in amazing spirits, and it's brilliant just to see. And this is what makes this place electric. Brilliant to work in. Absolutely love it. Brilliant.
What is Scotland? What is Scotland?
In the meantime, Kat and John
Glasgow on this side
have travelled out to Mount Florida Station, which serves Hampden Park, to help manage the crowds returning from the Croatia-Czech Republic match.
Just in there, folks.
Make your way down the train a wee bit, please, thank you. Move along, Fred.
That takes us to Glasgow Central, we're laughing.
As ever, the mission is to get the crowds to their destinations as safely and smoothly as possible.
It's good to see customers out though, after the lockdown. Good to see people back at the station going to events.
The city centre and the station will be good fun tonight.
I could maybe manage just up the road just for kick-off time, maybe a bit of luck. Always looking forward to it. It's a Scotland fan, I suppose. Always live in hope.
With the Hampden crowd safely transported back to the city centre and the Scotland-England match underway, back in Central, there's a temporary calm, but not for long.
Scotland's hopes of qualifying for the knockout stages of the Euros are still very much alive after a battling 0-0 draw at a rain-soaked Wembley.
Out in Glasgow city centre,
Go on, Scotland!
the crowds that have been watching the match are now making their way back towards Central. And they're celebrating tonight's draw with the disco tune that's become Scotland's unofficial anthem for the tournament.
Scotland! Go, Scotland!
I think we've got that optimism that we never lost if we drew, so everybody's still happy.
The crowds are in high spirits.
Come on, Scotland!
But so far, the measures have worked, and staff have the revelry under control.
It's pretty electric, it's been good. The trains have been nice actually, they've not been too busy. I thought it was going to be a lot worse coming in here. Nothing we can't deal with anyway, so. But good, nice to see everyone around, happy. So it's really nice to see them. Good spirits.
But as the last of the fans are coming through the station, Kat has to intervene.
Excuse me, somebody's got to pick that up. Give me your bottle. Guys, can you just put your mask on? Put your mask on for me, thank you. Just watch your feet there, pal, you're walking through. There's somebody spilled juice, in case you slip.
As the trains fill up, normal service is resumed.
Getting our passengers onto their services and home without delays, and everybody gets home safely. That's the end game.
With the last services departing, the station staff have managed the busy day of Euros matches, with all passengers on their way.
That's the goal at the end of the day, to get everybody home safely and have had a good night in the city centre.
The crowds on the concourse are well and truly back this summer. But some of the station's activities still face restrictions. Central's historian Paul has run the station's popular guided tours for the last 8 years. But since the pandemic struck, all tours have been suspended, and are only now slowly restarting.
At this present time, because of regulations and legislation, we're limited in the amount of people that we can take round the station. Usually, pre-COVID, it was 18 people who were taking a tour, but unfortunately, it's just a couple of people at this present time.
Paul and his tours colleague Jackie are now looking forward to a decision on when the big tours can reopen. They're hoping to hear in a few weeks.
So we really hope that the restrictions will be relaxed really soon. I've no doubt that once we do open, we will be very busy, and but I just can't wait. That's what Paul and I do. We do the tours, we tell stories, and we're just really looking forward to getting back to doing that.
It'll be a great day when everybody comes in and puts all their vests and hats on again. I'm looking forward to that. I think it'll be quite emotional as well.
Today, Jackie is up in her office above the concourse, where she is putting together some proposals for when the tours pick up again.
So I'm just finishing off an internal message that we've been working on just to try and give us a plan for getting the tours back on the road. But I have a very important appointment this morning at 11 o'clock. I'm going to be fitted for my kilt. So for the launch of the tours coming back from lockdown, we've decided that both Paul and I are going to wear the lovely tartan so that we're very distinctive and people can identify with us.
Paul and Jackie are using the time that the tours are suspended to refresh some of their ideas.
Right, well, hopefully we can arrange that for next week.
That would be quite good.
Right, I'll give my phone.
They hope the new kilts will add some distinctive branding to the tours.
This is my first time getting a kilt. This will be interesting. And you will hear me saying, does my bum look big in this?
Just around the corner from the station is where Jackie will be measured up for her new tartan uniform.
Do you want to make your way through the vision area?
Great.
First of all, Jackie has to choose a tartan.
First one here from a weaver called Loch Karen.
I really like this. I don't want something roary, and I like the colours. It's nice. It's a nice one. This is what I had in mind.
It's the kind of colour palette you had in mind, okay?
I think that's what I had in mind.
Decision made?
Decision made.
Right.
Let's go for that
Get
one.
you sized up.
Great.
Right, come on then.
The new kilts will be made up in Jackie's size.
I don't breathe in. Look at that.
And ready for when they hope to open up the station tours to more visitors. Back at the station, it's also a special day for another long-standing Central staff member. Davy is cleaning contractor Mighty's facilities manager, leading the teams who have worked so hard to keep Central spick-span and hygienic over this most challenging year.
Today I've got two of my bosses, Steve and Richard, coming up to see me, so look forward to that. Bit of an exciting day. I'm going to be given an award for 30 years service. And I know people will think I don't even look 30, but there you go. It's the mask that does it. This is into my office, the director's box, as I like to call it. But it's good to get out of the office as well and have a walk around the station, meet the staff, and let's just see everybody, see what's going on.
Davy's bosses, Richard and Steve, are here.
Good to see you, Steve.
You okay?
Yeah. Are you ready? We'll go for a walk around the station now, give you the tour. Let's go this way.
Richard hasn't been able to travel to Central for months, and this is Steve's first visit to the station. So Davy's keen for them both to see the whole cleaning staff's operation in action. But will his bosses be impressed?
Alec, Steve, Alec. This is Paul. 20 years, yeah. He was a boy when he started. Look at him now. Alec's the guy who looks after the stores for us. Alec will come and say to me, Davy, we're down to 2 packs of this, or we're down to a pack of that. Makes my life a bit easier.
Yeah.
That he keeps an eye on it.
Central's cleaning teams have been busier than ever, using 700 litres of floor cleaning fluid annually and going through 80 clean cloths in a single shift. Increased hygiene has only swelled the numbers to include 50 litres of hand sanitizer available daily on the concourse.
When is the stores coming out?
Probably Friday, because they were ordered yesterday.
I'm off.
No, you're coming in now.
David's work's excellent. He's got a real rapport with his staff. The standards in the station are really, really high. It's a pleasure to come up here, and spend some time with the guys.
Richard and Steve's tour has been a success, but there's one more important order of business today.
So we're down here today to support Davey. He's got 30 years service, which is absolutely fantastic. Every day when you come into Glasgow Central, you'll see Davey every single day.
Congratulations on your 30 years.
Thank you.
See you for 30 more.
Thank you very much. You want me clears over that? Thank you. I'll put my badge on.
Put your badge on.
It's an achievement for me to still be here. And I enjoy it, I do, I really. It's a nice place to work, nice people. It's an achievement for me and it's an achievement for the station.
Central sees its passengers mark new anniversaries, big and small, every day. But occasionally, some who pass through its platforms go on to make world history. Today, Paul's keen to explore one of those stories, that of the Scottish volunteers who left from here at Glasgow Central platforms 1 and 2 to fight in the Spanish Civil War.
Now, many Scotsmen departed from these two platforms to go on and fight in the Spanish conflict in Spain in 1936 to 1939.
The Civil War in Spain began in 1936, when a military coup put a right-wing nationalist regime led by General Franco into power. In a Europe that was fracturing in the years before World War II, Franco's forces were allied with fascist Italy and Nazi Germany, and were opposed in Spain by a left-wing coalition known as the Republicans. As the bitter and bloody war in Spain escalated, some young people in countries across Europe signed up to take arms and fight against Franco, joining the conflict's international brigades. Over 500 Scots were among them, many of whom travelled to the front from Central Station. Professor Willie Maley has a special interest in the conflict and is meeting Paul today to share some important footage from the war.
I think the Spanish Civil War caught the imagination of Glaswegians and Scots in general because it was a different type of war. It was ordinary working class people from various regions, and I think it was collectively the working class people coming together to go and fight Franco and his fascism at the time, and I don't think that's ever been replicated in another war.
I think you're right, and I think it was unique circumstances in Scotland and in Glasgow in particular of a radical left through the Red Clydeside, very politicised, very well read.
In the 1920s and 30s, Glasgow's trade unions had fostered a culture of working-class, left-wing politics. Unionised railway workers, like those at Central, were an active part of that movement. This local political energy led some in Scotland to join up to fight in the Spanish Republican cause.
Those people that were in the Independent Labour Party and so on, so you had these different anarchists, different kind of strands of the left, but that was a commitment. So they'd followed what was happening in Spain. My father certainly had from 1932 or 31 right up to 36, and this was an elected, republic under attack.
Willie's father, James, was one of those volunteers who set off from Glasgow to fight in the international brigades.
This is newsreel footage of my father as a prisoner in Spain being captured. This newsreel footage for that is the end of March 1937.
James had left for Spain several months earlier. At home, his mother had heard no news.
She didn't know if my father was dead or alive. He was captured. But she saw it at a cinema, the Palaceum in the East End.
The newsreel was moving proof for James's mum that her son was still alive.
She had the projectionist cut a couple of frames from it. So we grew up with this brown envelope in the house with these two photographs. One of my father in the back of the lorry with the other men, one of them in the prison yard.
Thankfully, Willie's father survived the conflict and returned home. Rafa Cueto runs a Spanish-language film festival in Glasgow.
Rafa, great to see you. Good to meet you.
Rafa, pleased to see you.
He's come to join Willie and Paul to discuss the legacy of the International Brigade volunteers.
Can I ask, Rafa, how do the people in Spain now look back on the Scots?
Well, it's a paradox. I mean, back in the day, there's plenty of reference. They were welcome as comrades, courage people who went to a war to fight for what they thought was fair. When you look back from where we are now, you wonder if they knew where they were really going. Civil wars are nasty business. And really, it's brother against brother. I think when I see these images of their faces, the courage, the enthusiasm to fight fascism, if they realize they're going to defend a republic that is heavily divided and a society that is polarized to the limit, there's one half that can't talk to the other.
Franco's regime survived in Spain until 1975, but in the decades since, democratic governments have recognized the service of the idealistic young people who fought.
Several Spanish governments have given the international brigades the nationality, the Spanish nationality, to them and to their descendants. And obviously, the gesture is there. I mean, it's remembered, and it was a massive courage and generosity of going to fight in a very difficult war against a professional army.
I think it illustrates to us, it resonates through the generations that you have to try. And it was great to see ordinary working class people from so many different countries becoming brothers and sisters and unifying to try and fight against the fascists at the time.
Back up on the concourse, some young musicians are bringing traditional sounds to the passing crowds. It's been more than a year since musicians performed here, until today.
It's been so nice to play for real people outside of the house and not over Zoom for once, which, yeah, it's been really nice.
Yeah, it's great. Obviously there's loads of people passing through and stopping, taking videos.
Yeah, absolutely love it. Just hoping to get out playing in front of an audience as much as we can and get as many gigs as possible, but there's not a huge amount, so we're really grateful for the opportunity to come here today.
Elsewhere in the station, things are about to take a new turn for Central's tour guide team.
Paul, good news.
What's that,
See if you can guess what's happened.
No, tell me. It's the kilts today.
Paul and Jackie's kilts are ready.
Hi, Stephen.
Hi, Jackie.
Big excitement
How
today.
are we doing? It's the big
Nice
day.
to see you.
Big day
Yes. Looking forward to seeing the kilt.
today. Ready for the grand reveal?
Yes.
Okay, okay.
But will their new outfits bring the distinctive look Paul and Jackie are aiming for?
There's your jacket and waistcoat.
Great stuff.
So, need you to get that tried on. And Jackie, there's your kilted skirt.
Well, that looks quite short.
Don't worry, I'll be okay. I'll be fine.
See, I forget I've got wee toty legs. That's the problem.
See?
Right, I'll pop in. Is that okay?
Yeah, pop in.
So
Give it a try on. Go for it. Okay.
Cheerio.
See you in a while.
The new uniforms are ready for inspection.
Are you ready, Paul?
That's me ready.
God's sake, I thought you were going to take forever. Ta-da! Ta-da!
Looking great, Jackie. Looking great.
Oh, we can do the twist.
Ready for the tours.
We do get very happy customers. They don't always dance like you do.
We don't get out much.
No, we're not allowed to.
We'll be the top of the steamy.
Great stuff. Let's go.
The new look is a hit. Now all they need are some bigger tours to lead.
Let's go.
So, a little later, back at the station, it's time for the verdict.
It's a really important meeting at 1 o'clock, so it'll be Fingers crossed, good news after it, that we're able to maybe start looking at opening up the tours.
It's great we're going to get the opportunity now to hopefully start to get the show back on the road.
Today's the day they hope to hear back from their bosses on whether the regular station tours can now restart.
I can't wait to get back doing the tours, and because, as you say, we've been doing the mini tours, but it's not till you start doing them you realise how much you've missed them.
You miss the carry on the tours, you know, you miss the laugh with your wee grannies and things like that.
Meeting nice people.
Just meeting nice folk.
Because the majority, I don't have to say, most folk that come on the tour, they're here for a good time. We take their mind off everything, we allow them to reminisce, tell them about their beloved city.
The decision on the tours will be made by Paul and Jackie's colleagues at Network Rail, based on the latest restrictions and safety advice.
Paul and I, we tend to have a wee bit of emotion attached to our thought process, so these people will make the decisions with the proper eyes on. So it's quite good to have somebody that makes an objective call on whether the tours can restart with the numbers that we're looking for. We don't know what the outcome's going to be. We're hopeful and we're optimistic, and we're desperate. We're really, both of us are desperate to get the tours back up and running.
It's a big decision with a lot to consider. And now, the verdict's finally in.
Unfortunately, I've just heard that the tours can't start yet, and it's extremely demoralising.
It's not the decision they were hoping for. In his office, station manager Drew's just heard the news.
I think we just need to wait to see if any further restrictions are moved that can help us get people into tours. That is a bit disappointing from my point of view. We'll just need to wait and see. I'm on my tours. It's complicated.
And Paul and Jackie have had a chance to reflect too.
I'm more hopeful now that if things go as they should be, progressing, we end up in level 0, then hopefully by the end of July we can get things back on the go again.
They now hope the regular tours can pick up again later in the summer.
If we get through this whole pandemic and the worst thing that happens is our tours are delayed, it's no the end of the world. When the time does come, we need to be ready to get out there, and so I might go to a rest home for a couple of weeks just to prepare.
Today is the nail-biting next stage of the Euros, which sees Scotland face Croatia at Hampden Park. It's the match that will determine whether Scotland progress to the next stage of the tournament. And everyone at the station is preparing to be even busier today than they have been in the championship so far.
Anybody travelling to Hampden Park, please join the queuing system.
So station manager Drew is busy on the concourse.
One of the staff happened to mention, where's the station manager? And I said, oh, I better go down and help them. Queuing system's in place, staff are in place, posters in place, everyone's there, ready to go. We're just waiting on fans now, so we'll see what happens. Obviously it's a lovely night, so I imagine the Tartan Army who's not got tickets will want to go to the pubs in the fan zones. We'll see what happens after the match and see if they get the right result. If they get the right result, I imagine it'll be party time for the Tartan Army, so let's bring it on.
Ahead of tonight's decisive match, the station's filling up with excited fans.
This has been probably the busiest it's been in about a year and a half now. It's incredible, it's really good. But tonight, I hope we win.
As ever, keeping the fans moving swiftly and smoothly through the station will be the key today. So Network Rail customer service assistant Chris has a new role.
Anybody travelling to Hampden Park or Mount Florida, please join the queuing system. Anybody travelling to Hampden Park or Mount Florida, please join the queuing system. Just move on, just move on. Move.
It was handed to me by my station manager. It's basically been handed in. He used to do this, so he would be out a loud hailer all the time when we had events.
I'm just reviewing his performance. So far, he's up. No, he just needs to be a wee bit louder.
Anybody wishes to travel to Hampden Park or Mount Florida, please queue at the queuing system.
That's it. So, Scotland fans travelling to Hampden Park, please join the queuing system, please. Let's all boogie along. Sorry? You can boogie, I'm a better boogier. I can boogie.
Now, with the thousands of hopeful Scottish fans safely through the station and on their way to the match, there's nothing for it but to wait for tonight's result.
Croatia were 3-1 winners at Hampden in a game Scotland needed 3 points from to progress.
Both the Croatia and Scotland fans are on their way back through the station, with their footballing fates decided.
The usual Scotland, glorious failures, but it's a bit of a bore, to be honest, but it's just not to be.
Hey, onwards and upwards. Copenhagen coming up for the World Cup, and I'll be there.
We have lucky today, Scotland not, but I feel very proud because some Scotland people show me so much respect and welcome, and thank you, Scotland.
Over the course of the Euros tournament, over 1.5 million journeys were taken through Central. And the whole station staff have pulled together to successfully manage the first big crowds of the year.
We've worked as one team, and that's what I like within Glasgow Central, working as one, and then also just creating that one team approach, giving it your best. It's what's best for Glasgow Central and what's best for our passengers.
Next time on Inside Central Station.
James has arranged to propose to his girlfriend Hannah.
Hannah has absolutely no idea it's coming.